Damn it. See, that's why we got Miss Chocolate. I keep on. I got to start doing more shows because I am crazy. Should I start this show over? Should I start this show? Oh, we ain't gonna start this show. We're gonna keep on rolling with this show. That's why we got Miss Chocolate Coco in the building, right? Because we are we are praying. This is a prayer for Mr. Donald Trump. We want the Jesus to put his healing hands on Donald Trump and bless him and protect him. Oh, please, Lord Jesus, can you bless Donald Trump? Can you wash him with your blood and protect him from these Democrats? Because these Democrats are demons. Can I get a ooh, ooh? Because these Democrats are not from earth, right? They want to sex change kids. Jeeves, that's not right, Jeeves. They want to put men in women's sports to put hands on women. That's not right, Jeeves. They want to assassinate babies, Jeeves. In the name of Jeeves, you can't be doing this. Please protect Donald Trump, Jeeves. They're trying to impeach him for a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, eighth time. I don't know. I can't. I lost count. They're trying to impeach him 30 minutes until his first damn presidency in 2016, Jeeves. But you got to protect him. They tried to assassinate him. It wasn't my grandmother shooting. My grandmother would have hit him. But they tried to assassinate him. A little white boy tried to assassinate him, Lord Jeeves. They tried to kill him. Another nigga was in the bushes, Lord Jeeves. We can't take this. Ooh, ooh. We can't take this. They tried to impeach him. They done the articles, Al Green and John Ossoff and stuff like that. They don't talk about they got the people marching in the street, Lord Jeeves. For what? All they try to do is save America, Lord Jeeves. But they don't want them to. These Democrats are evil, Lord Jeeves. Can I get a, if you understand me, if you hear me what I'm saying, you get this message, give me ooh, ooh. You got to hit me with the ooh, ooh. Because this shit is getting out of control. They marching in the street, they burning shit, they're holding Nazi symbols, they bringing out the devil from the pits of hell, Jeeves. Jeeves, you got to do something. I know you ain't coming back no time soon. They say you've been coming back for the last 30, 40, 50 years or something like that. I know you ain't coming back to nothing like this, Lord Jeeves. I know you're not coming back because the Democrats they're going to dox you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to burn down heaven. They're going to be hitting Nazi signs on clouds and stuff. You don't want this problem, Jeeves. If this is the wrong time to come down here, Jeeves, because they will. You think they done something to you back in the days, Jeeves? You think they hung you on the cross back in the days? These Democrats got something different for you today. Let you come down today, Jeeves. Let you come down today. I get a ooh, ooh. They ain't gonna have it because they know you'll be a Republican. They're like, Jeeves is a Republican? Oh no, we gotta burn Bibles. They're gonna be lighting Bibles on fire and shit. Like, Jeeves is not with us. Jeeves is anti hetero lesbian. Jesus is not with us. They're going to scratch Jesus' name out the Bible. They're going to be burning. They're going to be taking off their cross, turning them around, putting them in the X symbol and shit for the night. I'm telling you, Jesus, don't come down right here and right now. These Democrats are crazy. They're going to do something to you. Jesus is going to need bodyguards. You know what I'm saying? You think Donald Trump need bodyguards. You think Donald Trump trying to get assassinated. Let Jesus come down here right now and say he's Republican. All bets are over. Ooh, ooh. All bets are over. Let's go. We can't do it. We got to pray for him. As I play this intro, right? We're going to have a moment of silence. No, we're not going to have a moment of silence. You got to sing with it. You got to sing with it, right? Ooh, ooh. Here we go. For Donald Trump.
He is here. He is here. Swing the remix, God. He is here.
So you know what to say next time somebody give you a problem. Say ooh, ooh, ooh. Give them the ooh, ooh. You don't want to hear that. Ooh. You don't want to hear that no more. Right? We got to give it up for the honorable Mr. What's his name? Louis, the honorable Louis Farrakhan brother, Aksem Zumbar Fahim, Muhammad Tutu, Minister Malcolm. That was him right there. That was him right there. Now, the Democrats are talking about impeaching Donald Trump. Have the Democrats ever thought about what they're going to do after they impeach Donald Trump? I mean, you impeach Donald Trump, what? J.D. Vance going to be president? Then you're going to have Mike Johnson as vice president. So what you going to do? You're going to try to impeach them? We're going to keep on going down the line until Hakeem Jeffrey becomes president? Think about it. What's going to happen if you impeach Donald Trump? Do you have a plan? Do you say, oh, we're going to impeach Donald Trump, but after we impeach Donald Trump, this is what we're going to do? That's like going into a football game or a basketball game, only teaching one side of the game. You're only teaching defense, no offense. No offense. You're not telling what you're going. You ain't got no game plan on how to score a touchdown. You ain't got no game plan on how to score a basket. You ain't got no game plan on how to hit a run. You ain't got no game plan on how to put the hockey through the motherfucking net. None. You can stop them. We got defense. We can stop you from doing all kind of shit. We can stop you from trying to do the border shit. We can try to stop you from spending money. We can try to stop you from this. We can try to stop you from that. But we don't know how to put up no offense. We don't know how to move the ball. All we know how to do is stop. All we know how to do is deny. That's all. We only know one side of the ball. So we're going to keep stopping you, but we ain't going to do nothing with the ball. We ain't going to move forward because we don't have no plan. We don't even have no quarterback. We got a defensive line. We got defensive backs, right? We got a safety, but we have no quarterback. We have no running back. We have no receivers. We have nobody to throw the ball. We have nobody to catch the ball, or we have nobody to run the ball. Right? But we got somebody who can stop the ball. We got everybody for that. Linebackers. We got the best linebackers in the business. All pro. Ain't nobody getting nothing by on our safeties. And our D-line is tougher than the steel curtain. But we ain't got no offense. So that's what the Democrats telling you. We're going to stop what Donald Trump is doing, but we're not going to tell you what we're going to do because we don't have no plan. Right? We're just going to stop it. And if we do, say you do impeach Donald Trump, then what? Then what? What you going to do about China? What you going to do about Russia? What you going to do about Ukraine? What you going to do about the border? What you going to do for immigrants? right? These are some of the questions people should be asking. If you deport Donald Trump, then what? What's going to happen to the taxes? What's going to happen to all the business deals and the companies moving in and all the businesses spending trillions of dollars and shit like that? What's going to happen to that? What's going to happen to the auto industry? What's going to happen to women's rights? What's going to happen to supposedly the Supreme Court? What's going to happen to all these things if y'all impeach Donald Trump and say they do get in the power with the shit they doing right now? Stop the oligarchy. And these motherfuckers are some of the biggest oligarchies they are. Stop the oligarchy. If you impeach Donald Trump, then what? Huh? Have you thought that out? They don't think that far. I don't think the voters even think that far. Because the voters ain't saying what they want for themselves. Well, we want this, we want that, we want. They're not saying that. They're saying we want you to get Donald Trump out. That's all we want. We don't want nothing else. We don't want we don't care about the vote of the 70 million people plus people that voted for Donald Trump. We don't care about them. We want what we want. And we want him out of there. Right? When Biden was in office, you didn't see no marches for impeachment. You didn't see motherfuckers going out of their way talking about, well you better impeach Joe Biden or else. This motherfucker was insane. This motherfucker starting wars, getting people killed, opening up borders. And we had plenty, crime family, right? Hunter Biden, his family. We had all kind of different kind of things to impeach Donald Trump. Even though the Republicans tried to do it, you didn't hear no big people marching in the streets. You didn't hear no people showing up at town hall. You better impeach Joe Biden or else. Mad, angry. You better impeach him. You know he crazy. You know he ain't got it all there. You better impeach him or else we're going to primary you. You didn't see none of that anger. Republicans don't do that. Right? We don't have the time. We don't have the energy. We know that's not the solution. Getting up, yelling at a town hall, telling people what they better do. That's not a solution. That's just anger. You look, think about this. The Democrats know they're not going to win. Right? And they protected, and a lot of them are protected because they come from a deep blue district. So they know they can't lose. If they're going to lose, they're going to lose to a Democrat. They're not going to lose to the Republican. So they can go full force on the Republican and don't have no qualms about it because they know that they're not going to get voted out no matter how hard they go after Donald Trump. So it's all about the money. Right? If you can't do nothing with the man, you got Donald Trump not even worried about it. He's not like, oh man, these people trying to impeach me. He just doing this shit. He's not worried about what the Democrats and all these motherfuckers yelling and all. He just doing this shit. He already been impeached twice. He already been shot. Right? He already supposedly lost the election. He been spied on. His family been raided. He been indicted. Right? He been fucking grand jury. He been sued. Right? I mean, you think he give a fuck about people trying to impeach him now over supposedly what he done with Elon Musk? Do you think the Republican Party, right, or the Republican voters are actually mad and trying to impeach Donald Trump over supposedly what he supposedly done with Doge in the immigrant situation? We don't feel that same way because we know what the courts is about. Anytime the lower court, right, agrees with the teachers on having your kids read transgender books and they got to go to the Supreme Court, we know there's something wrong with the court if it got to make it that far to the Supreme Court. We know it's something wrong with the fucking courts. If the lower courts are saying you don't have no control over your kids on what they learn in school, you have no option of the pull out, right? For reasons or anything. If they got to take that to the Supreme Court and it didn't make it on the local court, the local court, the state court, the appeals court, all the other courts, local circuit courts. If it made it past all that, that let you know the judicial system is fucked up. You can't really trust it, right? Now we're supposed to trust, right, the system when it's supposedly going against Donald Trump. Don't trust it when y'all like it. I mean, we're supposed to trust it when y'all like it, but when y'all don't like it, oh shit. When Supreme Courts, we ain't hearing about Supreme Courts now. Oh, we need to overrule, we need to do this. When they supposedly siding with you against Donald Trump, y'all holding up the Supreme Court decisions. But just a little while ago, y'all was talking about they need to be kicked off because they biased, they MAGA, and they all this old shit. Now they vote somewhere your way. You like, look at the Supreme Court, look what they done. They the fairest motherfuckers in the world now. Right? It's the Democrats always it's our way or it's gonna be violence. It's our way it's gonna be some shit. It's our way or people gonna get hurt. It's our way or people gonna be threatened. We're gonna revolt. It's always their way. Now, people don't remember the first time that Donald Trump got impeached, right? And a lot of things that was going on in that impeachment, right? It was a lot of faulty things. It was a lot of bullshit inside of that case, right? And we know about the testimony and who heard the phone call and the whistleblowers and all. We knew it was all tricky, right? But it's funny how when different administrations come in, how information suddenly comes out about certain organization, about certain funding, about certain donors and stuff like that. And it's funny how all these things are coming out and not being reported, especially about these things about Donald Trump's first impeachment, right? Now, if his first impeachment was crooked, right? How you think we're gonna feel about his supposedly fourth or fifth or sixth or seventh or eighth time y'all tried to impeach him? Probably more than that. But the third time for the show, right? So if the first two times was corrupt and there's evidence coming out about it, why you don't think Trump supporters gonna believe this one is corrupt too? Especially with this evidence coming out. First impeachment, let's go.
That the USAID and the CIA helped orchestrate Trump's impeachment?
With a new exclusive story lead authored by Alex Gutentag for Public. OCCRP's work is not political, said the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project last week, apparently in response to our story about its involvement in the 2019 impeachment of President Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse, it's a crazy story.
OCCRP has recently become the target of a conspiracy theory suggesting that we worked with one of our donors, USAID, to undermine President Donald Trump during his first administration. This is simply untrue, and it's not how OCCRP operates.
I mean, you might forget that, the House of Representatives impeached President Trump in December of 2019.
But the allegations in our report that USAID effectively created and oversees OCCRP are true.
Huh? How? The USA oversees OCCRP, right? And I done a show on OCCRP a couple of months ago about how they're supposed to be the crime unit and stuff like that, and how there was an impeachment and overthrowing governments and all. I just done a show on that. How all of a sudden they back in the news again, right? They back in the news again. I done a show about the impeachment before. How OCCR back in the news again, and I didn't even do the Donald Trump corrupt OCCRP, whatever the fuck it was. I done it on something whole entirely different. But I didn't know the answer to task of Donald Trump. I knew it was USA and they was overthrowing governments in other countries and shit. But I didn't know they were trying to overthrow the government over here, huh? No wonder they didn't want this shit to go through.
Senior managers at USAID and the co-founder of OCCRP confirmed that USAID must sign off on the hiring of key OCCRP personnel and its annual work plan.
Huh? So you got to sign off on the employees, and you got to sign off on what the employees do. So everything the employees done up under you, including whistleblowing, you're responsible for.
Many people may not remember that it was a CIA analyst who was left over from the Obama White House who wrote the memo that led to the impeachment.
OCCRP created a central piece of evidence in a CIA analyst whistleblower's complaint that resulted in the House of Representatives voting to impeach President Donald Trump in December 2019. OCCRP admits all of this in its response. Quote, "Here are the facts. One of our stories was cited in a 2019 whistleblower complaint filed against President Donald Trump. The complaint then sparked his first impeachment," unquote.
And it was all based on hearsay. The person had not actually been in the room with Trump.
OCCRP defended itself against accusations that it was part of a conspiracy. Quote, "That story, like all the stories we do, was reported without our donors' knowledge or input. OCCRP had no contact with the whistleblower and was unaware of the complaint until after it was reported by U.S. domestic media."
Nonetheless, this memo that he wrote relied heavily on a report done by an organization funded by USAID.
In an email to Public, OCCRP's editor-in-chief noted that OCCRP published an article about how Hunter Biden's business partner, Devon Archer, quote, "had received millions from a reputed organized crime associate," unquote, as evidence that OCCRP has no political bias.
Ha! Ain't that a bit? Oh, we reported on Hunter Biden, business partner, but we didn't report on Hunter Biden or Joe Biden. So we're not biased, but we're going to report on everything about Donald Trump. Huh? Everything. Phone calls, hearsay, rumors. We don't give a fuck. Everything against Donald Trump, we're going to vote, we're going to spy on, we're going to investigate, we're going to try to impeach him on. But everything Joe Biden, we're going to let it slide. But we're going to talk about Joe Biden's son's business partner. That shows we're not biased.
In fact, its initial founding funding, I mean, now it's tens of millions of dollars, had gone into this group called the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, a name that's not very memorable, OCCRP.
But neither we nor any other media outlet claimed that OCCRP had the direct input of USAID for its story, nor that it had any contact with the whistleblower. It's not clear that such communication would even be needed for USAID and OCCRP to participate in a scheme to develop evidence against Trump for a supposedly impeachable offense.
But it was basically created as an extension of the State Department and then of USAID.
As for OCCRP's article about Hunter Biden's business partner, Devon Archer, it repeatedly stressed that Hunter Biden was not involved. Quote, "While the younger Biden had previously been involved with RSTP, Rosemont Seneca Technology Partners," OCCRP wrote, "there is no evidence that he played a role in the M. Bloom Startup Fund deal."
Now, you know that's a damn lie. You know, if they were doing any kind of fair reporting, you know that's a damn lie. I can tell that's a damn lie. I reported on that shit. That is a damn lie. That's all on the internet, YouTube. You can Google the shit, right? But they said, oh, no, we didn't report on that because we found no evidence. How the fuck the people on YouTube, right, and social media found evidence, but you motherfuckers didn't? The corrupt frauds and investigation and shit didn't find. Oh, we found evidence against his business partners, right? All of his business partners, every last one, from the Chinese to the Devon Archer to every last one of them. But we couldn't find nothing on Hunter Biden, even though he's connected to every last one of them. Huh? But we do fair reporting. But we fair.
Unquote.
And as you know, Jesse, this is very serious to be involved in an effort to do regime change at home, as we've been discovering as the files have come out with what Elon Musk has been doing.
OCCRP went on to say that it had confirmed Biden's lack of involvement after reviewing, quote, financial records. It did not specify how it obtained those records. And despite the extensive evidence of influence peddling,
look, it is specify how we received the records. Don't worry about how we received the records. We just got the records that Hunter Biden was involved. Huh? Where do you get them from? We can't expose all of that. But there's no Hunter Biden and Joe Biden is not involved. But Donald Trump, his phone call Right? We got it from a whistleblower that heard from another source, that heard from another source, that heard from another source that Donald Trump said this. He wasn't in the room with the person. He didn't know the other person. He didn't know this person. It's from like 5 people down, right? The person on the phone in the room told another person, and another person told another person, another person told another person, another person told the whistleblower, and the whistleblower told Congress. Like, what the fuck? Remember that old game? You start off telling something in a circle, right? You tell one person something in their ear, then they tell a person in their ear, and by the time you get to the other side, be a whole different story. Huh? They made sure to keep this story the same. Everything was basically the same. Huh? Phone change. Yeah, phone change. Like when it said Trump tried to attack. Oh yeah, they did. Trump tried to attack a Secret Service in the car. The bitch said Trump jumped over the seat. Like who said Trump jumped over the seat? Well, the nigga told me Trump jumped over the seat. Bitch, but you wasn't in the car and you didn't see him. No, I didn't see him. But it said Trump jumped over the seat, tried to grab the steering wheel, tried to choke the Secret Service agent out. The Secret Service agent had hair marks on his neck, right? The motherfucking Secret Service like, I don't remember no shit like that. Well, I heard you that you said that. Like, where's all these motherfucking whistleblowers? They had this bitch come on testimony from third-party information that Donald Trump tried to play motherfucking James Bond in the back of a goddamn Tiger limousine. I'm gonna jump. I'm one of the most famous persons and richest persons in the world. I'm gonna jump all this shit going on. I'm gonna jump over the window divider and all this old shit, right? While the car is driving, choke the damn driver out, grab the steering wheel. Like they don't even do this shit on James Bond. The hell wrong with these people? And that shit was hilarious, Michelle. Hey, Michelle, that bitch got up in there and we was like, you lying bitch. Like, everyone can see you lying. How you gonna make up a story like that? Look, even the motherfucking Democrats like, who brought this bitch? Like, who brought this bitch? Did we check this story before we brought this bitch in? And then, right, the fake news so fake and want Donald Trump so bad, they reported on, well, we had news that Donald Trump jumped over the seat and choked the driver out. Everybody like, come on, man. Yeah, she reported that she heard that but the Secret Service didn't say, yeah, Donald Trump choked me out and tried to grab the steering wheel. We can't find that nigga nowhere. We can't find his testimony, right? The driver and the security guard, we can't find them. We can't have them come to court, but we can have the hearsay bitch come to court. Don't have the driver, the nigga he choked out, like, yeah, he choked me the fuck out. We got a statement from him. We didn't hear no testimony. We didn't hear him like under. Oh, we didn't hear no video testimony, video interview, none of that. Did Donald Trump choke you the fuck out? That's what the bitch said. Did Donald Trump choke you? Donald Trump? Hell no. Donald Trump don't have the authority to choke me. I have to protect him, but Donald Trump putting hands on me is a different story. I have to protect my well-being. I would have tried to whoop Donald Trump's ass if he ever put some hands on me. I'm a liberal anyway. I want Donald Trump to put hands on me. Huh? Everybody testifies. That's like the Bible. Everybody got a testimony in the Bible except Jesus. Everybody got a testimony, right, on Donald Trump impeachments and shit like that with Donald Trump. Well, I heard in January 6th with Donald Trump when the riot was going on, I heard he was in the I heard he was in the what the fuck? I heard he was in the living room somewhere, right? And why is he talking about whatever the fuck they said? I forgot what he said. I remember when Jasmine Crockett got on there and said Donald Trump had evidence in the bathroom. Remember that? He had secret evidence in the bathroom. I'm like, bitch, what? Who said that? Huh? It looked like Donald Trump. That's the first viral video she had. Remember that? It looked like evidence is in the shitter to me. Like, what? That was Jasmine Crockett's first viral event. We need to impeach him for evidence, for hiding evidence, because it looked like evidence was in the shitter. And we need to impeach him. We need to get Shannon Sharp on that bitch. I don't choke you out, bitch. You need to be choked, bitch. You need to be choked. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, bitch. No, I don't. I don't want to be choked, Shannon. Please don't. Yeah, you do. You need to be choked, bitch. I'm gonna choke the shit out of you. No, Shannon. You want to be choked, bitch, when I see you, bitch. I'm gonna choke the shit out of you. No, Shannon, don't do it. Keep talking, though. Keep talking, Shannon. I need you to keep talking. No, I don't want to be choked. She was baiting that nigga. No, I don't want to be choked, Shannon. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. No, I don't, Shannon. Bitch, I said you do. I'm coming over there right now to choke you out because you play too much. Remember when he was supposed to throw ketchup on the wall? Like, what the fuck? Not really supposed to throw ketchup on the wall. What the fuck Donald Trump threw ketchup on the wall for? They said Donald Trump, look, it was a hearsay shit. We said, well, we heard Donald Trump was talking about the dead soldiers. What? Like, what? We heard he said he called them suckers and losers. That's why I be like, when people like, hey man, they be like, I heard Donald Trump say this. I said, when did you hear Donald Trump say that? Well, somebody said he said it. Like what the fuck? So you gonna believe? So I'm supposed to believe everything a motherfucker said about you, right? All these niggas are said some shit about you. I'm supposed to believe. Well, I heard he said it. Somebody said he said it. He called Haiti a shithole country. When did he say that? Somebody said they was up in there with him, and he said Haiti was a shithole country. They said he wishes his administration was more like Hitler's. Who when he say some shit like that? He didn't actually said it. It was a person that wrote in the book that said he said it. Like, what the fuck? What gave you some of the shit Donald Trump said, man? Well, we don't got no shit he said. We just got shit that people say he said. You ain't got no art. Like, I need to see this. Where he's. I'm like, look, and I get him with this all the time, right? I'm like, look, I'm a Donald Trump supporter, and I do a lot of Donald Trump videos because that's like my thing on YouTube, right? And I damn near know everything Donald Trump said, right? I haven't found the video when he said that. I haven't found that video yet. So can you show me that video? Oh, there's plenty of videos on it. Can you just show me one then? If it's plenty of videos on there of him saying that, I just need you to show me one. It should be easy. If it's lots of them on there, you know what I'm saying? Just show me one. That's all I'm asking. One.
Reviewing, quote, financial records. It did not specify how it obtained those records. And despite the extensive evidence of influence peddling by the Biden family in countries routinely covered by OCCRP, including Ukraine, the organization does not appear to have thoroughly investigated any of them.
We know that U.S. aid was really about regime change abroad. It was a kind of public-facing part, regime change operation like CIA, but not covert, more overt.
OCCRP describes itself as a cost-effective arm of the U.S. government's anti-corruption efforts, writing that, quote, our stories have helped return more than $11 billion to public coffers through seizures and fines, unquote.
Well, now you see a similar blowback, just like they did censorship abroad and brought censorship tools back home. They were doing this sort of thing abroad, creating a predicate essentially for Trump's impeachments.
And that, quote, OCCRP has brought in at least 10 times more money to the U.S. government than it has received in grants.
So I think it's just one of many revelations that we'll see coming out in the next few weeks.
So USAID was involved in regime change abroad and here at home. Very interesting.
But if OCCRP is an arm of the U.S. government, It's one that was weaponized against Trump. A new investigation by Public shows that OCCRP played a significant role in developing the narrative that Trump and his associates had ties to Russian banking and Russian money laundering, as well as other undisclosed conflicts of interest with Russia.
Why are there no calls?
Woo! Huh? Now that was the past impeachment. That was the past shit, right? Now we get into the impeachment right now, right? We knew that was we knew the first impeachment, we knew it was some bullshit, right? But now we found out it was funded, it has sponsors, right? We found out about things being paid for. We found out things being fake documents, fake testimony, fake witnesses, and all that, right? Whistleblowers and all that, right? We knew that was the first one. Everything was fake about it. Now it's 2025, and now they got a different agenda on how they want to impeach Donald Trump, right? Now, I want to get your thoughts on, before we go into this video a little further, I want to get your thoughts on why you think the Democrats, especially in this video right here, right? Why you think, it's two of them, why do you think the Democrats want to impeach Donald Trump, right? Let's see who get this right. Get two guesses on what do you think the Democrats are trying to impeach Donald Trump for this time. First time, it was the phone call, right? First time it was a phone call, right? Second time, it was January 6th. Supposedly freedom of speech and supposedly trying to see about corruption in the United States, right? He got impeached on both of them. So what do you think he's going to get impeached for this time, according to the Democrats, or what the Democrats want to impeach Donald Trump for? What part of the Constitution, or what is he violating, or what are the articles of impeachment going to be about, right? Do anybody know? What Sherry K say? I think it was around the time of him supposedly choking the driver. I think they say he threw his plate with the steak ketchup on it. We're going to believe this stupid crap. Hell no, I wouldn't believe it. That's probably why they but like, ain't nobody gonna believe that shit. Like, take that shit back down. That's one of the stories they hurry up and took back down. Wait, man, we gonna say the nigga choked the driver out and threw a plate of steak at the motherfucking wall and left ketchup on it. Nah, we gotta take one of these motherfucking stories down. We can't have the motherfuckers believe two dumbass stories. We gotta take one of them down. We gotta take one of these son of bitches down. Drunky T say he remember it. Do anybody know what they're gonna impeach Donald Trump for? What is they gonna try to impeach Donald Trump for now? They got all kinds of different reasons, right? But in this video, what are they gonna try to impeach him for? Right? They can't say no Joe Biden shit like, oh man, we're gonna impeach him for fucking with little kids. Right? We're gonna impeach him because he's too damn stupid. Right? We're gonna impeach him for that. We're gonna what is they gonna impeach him for? We hear the Dems are powerless. Hell yeah, they're powerless. Right? They're powerless. They feel like victims. And you know, the Democrats hate feeling like victims because they protect victims. But when the Democrats become the victim, it's a whole different story. Now the Democrats are the victim. They helpless. Do you know how it feels to be helpless, Democrats? Hell yeah, we helpless right now. They're helpless. They have no plan or anything. They're helpless as shit. Right? Well, we finna get into it. Y'all don't even know what the hell the Democrats trying to impeach Donald Trump for. We finna get into it. Let's go.
For impeachment.
Breaking news this morning, Senator
Disclosed conflicts of interest with Russia.
Why are there no calls for impeachment?
Breaking news this morning, Senator John Ossoff just publicly called for President Trump's impeachment.
Power-hungry billionaires do not represent the people. They represent their own financial interests and the interests of their constituents.
At a town hall yesterday, Ossoff said,
how did all the millionaires become the enemies all of a sudden, right? Now it's a price, or it's a certain classification come with being rich now, right? So it's certain people that never want to be rich or don't have the willpower or the knowledge or the ability or the ambition to never get rich themselves. So what they want to do, if you're too rich and you done all the necessary steps to get rich and you done all the necessary steps to live how you want to, right? They want to live how they want to, but they want you to give them the money off of your success to live how they want to. They want you to pay for your success. They medical bill, they daycare, they taxes, things in their community. They want you to pay off for all this old shit while they stay comfortable in their zone and don't try to better themselves or don't try to better their environment or anything like that. But they want you to do everything because you're rich. And if you don't do these things, you're the evil guy. No matter how much you done for society, no matter how many people you done hired, no matter how much money you done donated to different organizations, no matter how much you done for kids, women, homeless, different countries, no matter how much you done for these people, right? You don't no matter how much you done for these people, you don't get the credit, or you're automatically a bad guy, right? Now think about this, and I just thought about this, right? Now, they talk about how much money, let's see, Elon Musk was supposedly gonna make off of Donald Trump, right? Elon Musk is gonna make millions of dollars off his bitcoins and crypto coins and all this old stuff, and investing in this and investing in that and security and this and stuff and that. He gonna get our social security and all this old shit. But I want you to think about this, right? Sherry Kane, Drunk Your Cheese, Miss Chocolate Cocoa, and I just thought about this. Tell me, am I right? Tell me, am I right? Because we're talking about billionaires, and we're going to say Elon Musk is evil, right? But did you hear any liberal, right, or any liberal or any Democrat marching to the pharmaceutical companies, or even people like Bill Gates when they were putting money and getting money out of them vaccines? Huh? Did you hear one of them be like, oh, Elon Musk is putting money into the vaccines. We don't trust these vaccines. Oh, look, all these rich people getting money and donating to Johnson & Johnson and putting stock in these so-called drug companies that you can't sue, so there's no way you can lose money, right? Look at all these rich motherfuckers like Bill Gates and all these motherfuckers donating to these people. How bad was Bill Gates pushing vaccines and money for vaccines, and I got this, but they didn't say no. This billionaire shouldn't be involved in medicine. This billionaire shouldn't be involved in vaccines. This billionaire shouldn't be involved in the cure for COVID. Right? He shouldn't be getting rich off this shit. Am I lying? Huh? Not one. No protesters, no march. How rich did Bill Gates, how rich are some of them senators and stuff that had to take their name off of stuff? Like, you know what? They're like, you got rich off of it, you got rich off of it. All these people got rich off of it. Nobody said nothing about no oligarchies. Huh? Under the Biden administration, when the COVID was hit and all the millionaires became billionaires under Joe Biden, through Amazon and all these small business losing companies, billionaires turned to millionaires under Joe Biden. Nobody hollered about no oligarchies then. Huh? Let me see, can I find that out? Right? Right? Joe Biden turned millionaires into billionaires. Right.
According to financialpost.com, American billionaires decried by Biden gained $1 5 trillion during his term.
5 trillion during this term. They gained 5 trillion. Huh? They gained 5 trillion. They want, hold on. America's wealthy. Joe Biden was American oligarch. How did Joe Biden from the middle class Joe net worth turn millionaires? This said on two. I meant to say into billionaires. The hell? America's decry billionaire. Okay, here we go. Right here. Is this it? American billionaires decried by Biden gained U.S. trillionaires during his term. What? Am I lying or am I lying? Right? They gained all this money, right, under the Biden administration, right? Let me see. Where the article at? Where the article at? Is it an article here? Let me see. This is the article. Let's see. Where this article at? Billionaires gain 1.3. I know it's an article under here. It's an article. Gotta be here. Here you go. Is this the article right here? See how this is an article. This got to be the same article right here. They copying off the same article, right? The very richest Americans are. Oh my God! You got to subscribe to this. We're not. Do you? No, you ain't. All right. Good looking out. Good looking out. We need to subscribe to you. The very richest Americans are among the biggest winners from President Joe Biden's time in office. Despite the farewell address warning of an oligarchy and tech industry complex and threatening U.S. Democracy, the 100 wealthiest Americans got more than 1.5 trillion richer in the past 4 years, with tech tycoons including Elon Musk, Larry Ellison, and Mark Zuckerberg leading the way. According to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, the top 0% gained more than 6 trillion. Federal Reserve estimated through September show, right? Biden warned of a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of the very few ultra wealthy people in his speech, right, in the White House, right? During this term, the super rich grabbed the biggest share of the growing pie. Stock and housing markets boomed during a post-pandemic rebound and outpaced U.S. peers. It left all the income and wealth groups measured by the Fed at least a little bit off. The U.S. household overall some 36 trillion richer as of September than when Biden took office, right? And that's a whole lot richer. Measured in the straight dollars, that increase was slightly bigger than the one recorded under Biden's predecessor and soon-to-be successor Donald Trump. But inflation complicates the picture. Inflation my ass, right? But they want to talk about an oligarchy. You motherfuckers made the oligarchy. What the fuck you talking about? Now you want us to believe you fighting against the motherfucker that you done created? Really? Really? Huh? You want me to believe that Alexander Cortez, right, and Bernie Sanders are running around fighting the oligarchies, the same motherfuckers that they policies made rich. Huh? No, the oligarchies want to get Donald Trump out so they can get more richer. If they got richer under Joe Biden and the Democrat policies, and your ass got more poor, who the fuck you think the oligarchies want in the motherfucking White House? Huh? They made Elon Musk like, I don't give a fuck about the money. Zuckerberg like, I don't give a fuck about the money. Right? The so-called oligarchies who don't really give a fuck about making the money have switched over to Donald Trump to help you make the money. Right? They saying, well, I got money. I'm not really tripping no more. But since now they since they changed sides, they the oligarchies now. But there wasn't no oligarchies when you was making the money. It wasn't no oligarchy when they was donating to your party. It wasn't no oligarchy when they was saying vote for you and all that shit. It wasn't no oligarchy then. But as soon as they supposedly made their money, right? And they could have probably made more money under your administration, right? They went to the Republican side to try to help them break the economy and fraud and waste and shit like that. The same motherfucker that Joe Biden got rich. Think about it. Do they even make sense? You're going to make me rich and you're going to make me richer and I'm going to stop you from making me richer? And it was so quiet how you made me rich and all these other people was broke, running around talking about inflation and taxes and gas and all this other shit when we wasn't worried about none of it. We gained 36 trillion. How much did they lose? You want to talk about the deficit? That's the deficit right there. And you want to talk about it, that's the deficit in a handbag. Let's go.
And I quote, "There is no doubt Trump has crossed the line. He's pointed to two major things. Trump first gave private White House access to the people who bought into his personal crypto.
This is unacceptable. I will not live in an authoritative country.
Second, Trump refused to obey a federal court order, a direct attack on the..."
Wait, she said she don't want to live in an authoritative country. What was that shit at when Joe Biden was telling you to take the shots or else? Right? What was that authoritative country then? Take the shots or else you fired. Take the shots or you can't go in this office. Take the shots or you can't go around your kids. Take the shots or you can't go to school. Take the shots or you can't go to work. Take the shots or you're fucking fired. Huh? Wear a mask here. Wear a mask there. Wear this. Wear that. Put what we say in your fucking body. But she wasn't saying we was under authoritative rule back then. Trump ain't forcing everybody to do nothing. He ain't telling you you're going to get fired if you don't obey his shit. You're going to lose funding if you don't protect the so-called Jews and people like that who Donald Trump's supposed to hate. He hates Jews, but he going to make laws to protect Jews. And if you fuck with him, you're going to lose funding. But he hates Jews. Wait a minute. How do they even make sense? He racist, he hates Jews, but he make laws to protect them. And his son-in-law is a Jew, and his grandkids are Jews, but he hate them. You mean he hate people in his own family? That don't make sense, right? That don't make sense.
Rule of law and the Constitution.
And neither will any of these people. You can do more.
Trump and Elon are billionaires that do not understand the plight of the working class.
They're not supposed to. They're not supposed to. It's a lot of successful people who kids never understand the plight of the working class. Should they be penalized for that? Should they be penalized for doing the hard work and putting in the work so their kids don't have to work or their kids don't have to go through what they went through? Most millionaires are first generation millionaires. 90% of millionaires are first generation millionaires, right? A lot of millionaire kids not millionaires and billionaires, and their grandkids. I mean, that money don't trickle down unless you're successful because the money spreads out, right? From the father to the kids to the grandkids, it spreads out over time. It trickles down, right? So what I'm saying is you can't be a successful millionaire unless you really start from the bottom and make it to the top. But now these people are the enemies, and because they kids or don't have to work and don't have to go through the place that we go through and stuff like that, these people got to be penalized. Hell, I was successful, so my kids wouldn't have to go through the shit that they went through, or my grandkids wouldn't have to go through the shit that they go through. Right? I'm pretty sure everybody should wish the same thing for their kids or their family or their friends. They should wish they were successful so they can look out for their people. Right? Or look out for the people who they want to. Look out for the homeless. Look out for the battered women. Look out for the crack baby. Look out for the whatever. Look out for the immigrant. Look out for whoever the fuck you want to look out for. You should be able to do that if you are successful. If you put in the work. You shouldn't be penalized. Oh, you're successful. Now we hate you and we want you to give me some money. I hate you, but I want you to give me some money.
Lawmakers say Trump's behavior isn't just wrong, it's unconstitutional.
I like you and I will vote for you if you are brave and you do what we need. We need him impeached. We need him removed.
This is serious.
What we need, right? We need him impeached. We need him removed. Then what? I will vote for you if you do what we need. Huh? Not what and what would that need? Is it a better economy, a safer community, right? Is it lower taxes, right? What is it? No, it's impeach Donald Trump. That's what we need. Wait a minute. What about all the other stuff? What about the community? What about the kids? What about the school? What about the education? What about the business? What about the taxes? What about no? We need you to impeach Donald. That's it. If you do what we need, think about what he just said. If you do what we need, what do you need? Impeach Donald Trump. Nothing more, nothing less. No, we don't give a fuck about taxes. We don't give a fuck about the community, the schools. We don't give a fuck about none of that. Impeach Donald Trump. I will vote for you just for that. Alone.
Constitutional.
I like you, and I will vote for you if you are brave and you do what we need. We need him impeached. We need him removed.
This is serious. When a president can sell access to power and ignore courts, it threatens everything America stands for.
They cannot relate. They see themselves as superior to us.
Equal justice, fairness, and democracy for everyone, not just the rich or powerful.
There is no doubt that this president's conduct has already exceeded any prior standard for impeachment by the United States House of Representatives.
More lawmakers could join the impeachment calls in coming days, and public pressure is rising.
It's time to speak.
Public pressure is rising, right? More people can come out doing it. For what? What they gonna come out against? Right? They're not getting their way with the immigrants. They're not getting their way with democracy. They're not getting their way with Elon Musk. What they gonna come out against? More people are coming out. For what? We don't give a fuck. They're only coming out in blue districts. They're not coming out in red districts saying we need to impeach Donald Trump. You can come out in the blue districts all you want to. And common sense Democrats ain't finna be involved in this shit. They shouldn't be involved in this shit. You motherfuckers got judges harboring immigrants, joining gangs, sneaking them out of court, letting them hold guns, sucking on their wee-wees. Right? You got judges doing this shit. Then you got people protecting the judge saying, well, we need to protect the judge. She only let him out of the court because the ICE agents. Hold on. You obstructing justice. You know better. But these are the Democrats. The same people that say, oh, we want to take back the House. We want to take back the Senate, right? We want to take back wait a minute. You want to take back the Senate, but instead of focusing on the people in your community or the people that you're responsible for or the people that voted you in, you mean you tell me you're going to take your ass way to El Salvador to check on an immigrant? You're going to take your ass to the ICE facilities and check on Muslims and shit like that? But you won't check on I hear you talking more about what this motherfucker need than your own community. You're not taking this airtime or this national coverage to talk about your community. You're taking this national coverage to talk about another motherfucker that's not even in the country. You're not saying, well, this going down in my community, and we need more of this, we need more of that. And then you're not talking about none of that shit. Right? We don't know what the fuck your community needs, but we sure the fuck know what this immigrant needs. We need him to bring him back so he can be with his wife. What the fuck? You ain't got innocent people in Baltimore prison, or innocent people in Detroit prison, or Maryland prison, or Boston prison, anything like that may need to get out for the same thing, that may need the same justice to go back to his kids. No, they want to go with the motherfucker that wife was scared of him and all that shit, but they want to talk about we need to impeach Donald Trump for sending this motherfucker back to his country. I've never heard no shit like that in my life. I never heard no shit like that. We're going to impeach your ass for that's like if a motherfucker is drunk in a taxi, like a motherfucker drunk and a taxi take him home, he going to sue. This motherfucker took me home and I was drunk. What else are we supposed to fucking take you? Idiot.
Could join the impeachment calls in coming days, and public pressure is rising.
Right? And look at her, right? this bitch right here, she's emotional about Trump supporters, right? This bitch just have the biggest, like, I mean, she about to have a nervous breakdown. She like one of the bitches who will see a white flag, right, and or American flag, and will get the crying and get the emotional, get scared. This bitch have something serious going on about Trump supporters, and she thought that you guys learned. She thought that you guys may have learned by now, but she's saying there's no hope for you. There's no hope for people like you. And this how emotional liberals are about Republicans. You will never see no Republican this emotional about a Democrat. I never saw no motherfucker Republican or no conservative on the edge of tears trying to describe liberals. You know what the liberals is just, they don't so fucking understand about Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. I don't understand what they're doing. You never seen this. I keep trying to tell them, but they just don't understand, and they're never going to get it right. You never see this. Only fucking liberals.
It's time to speak up. Well, it appears the joke's on me. It appears I have been the biggest fool alive. You see, before the last couple of days, I knew that there was a segment of MAGA who just hated, who just wanted to burn the world down, and they don't care who they hurt. In the meantime, I knew there was that section, but I really, really thought that most of MAGA just didn't get it. I really thought they just didn't understand. They didn't understand economics because it's complicated. They had.
She said they don't understand economics because it's complicated. I understand groceries, bitch. I go to the store, I pay rent, I pay a car note, I pay life insurance. I don't know about economics. They don't know about economics because they're too stupid, basically, to know about economics. I just don't get it. I thought they knew about economics, but I guess they don't get it because it's complicated. So you're calling them stupid, basically. The economics is what got Donald Trump voted in office, bitch.
I really thought they just didn't understand. They didn't understand economics because it's complicated. They hadn't studied Project 2025, so they didn't know what was coming. But I really thought when he got in there and started doing the things that hurt so many people, that they would realize, and that they would. But they don't care. Y'all have been telling me this for 2 months, and I kept saying, no, we just have to explain it to them. We just have. Now, I know there are a few, and I thank you guys. You make it worth sticking with this. But over the last couple of days, I have realized that the majority of Republicans do not care how many people are hurt.
Who in the fuck is hurt? Right? I don't see no black people running around LA like, man, the motherfucking China terrorists is fucking me up, man. It's fucking up my dope sack. There's no more fentanyl coming into the country or no shit like that. It's fucking up my dope sack. Donald Trump has got to do something because the ingredients of fentanyl is 125% higher. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no crystal meth heads like, man, I tried to pay for a $25 crystal meth rock, and he told me it was $38. What the hell is going on with this China tariff act? I don't see no niggas in the hood like, man, my Jordans done went up to $300. This motherfucker got to hurry up with these China tariffs, man. My Jordans don't cost the same with the Foot Locker, and my Jordans was $300. These taxes is killing me. Huh? I don't hear no motherfucker saying, man, I went to buy another iPhone Plus today, and my shit was $3,000. I ain't fucking with Donald Trump and these tariffs. I'm gonna impeach this motherfucker. I don't hear people crying. Huh? Man, I went to the Chinese food place. Man, I tried to get me some Chinese food rice, man, and that motherfucker said $20 for some Chinese rice. I said, bitch, you out of your mind. You don't hear that. Niggas ain't complaining. Nigga, Donald Trump tariffs is hurting me. It's hurting me. It's hurting you how? It's hurting in my chest. How's it hurting in your chest? I can feel it. Don't you feel this tariffs in your chest? Why? No, you must be MAGA. You don't understand. Donald Trump church is hurting me. I don't know one nigga in LA complaining about nigga don't even know. Look. Niggas in the hood don't even know about no damn tariff. They know about the borders. They know their streets are being cleaned up. But they don't know shit about no tariff in China. A trade war. Look, they crystal meth is still the same. Right? Their ingredients for crack ain't went up. They still buy crack for the same thing. They still buy crystal meth for the same thing. They still getting fentanyl for the same low price. It's still $3 a hit or some shit like that. Right? You still go downtown, you don't see motherfuckers sobered up like, man, it ain't no more fentanyl on the street, man. Donald Trump done closed the border, huh? And he done started this motherfucking trade war with China. It ain't no fentanyl on the street. What we gonna do now? Go back to smoking crack? We're gonna go back to drinking and smoking weed. We can't do no shit like that. They gotta end this border and this tariff shit. I ain't heard nobody say that yet. But this is bitch emotional. I thought they was gonna learn, but evidently they haven't.
And they are exactly what Palpatine said.
But being a billionaire does not make one intelligent, compassionate, fair, hardworking, or a great leader.
I agree with you. But as I said at the beginning, I also have no choice but to be candid with you about the situation that we face and the tools that are at our disposal.
Oh shit, these motherfuckers got a young Gavin Newsom. They got a young Gavin Newsom, right? They're starting off with no lies. Think about this. He probably the most dangerous motherfucker in the Democrats right now. He's going to come up, right? Because he's young. He's a Gavin Newsom. He got good hair. He looked like Gavin Newsom. He talked like Gavin Newsom. But he ain't got the background of Gavin Newsom about fucking up whole states and lying and fucking people wives and with the gay shit and all that. He don't have none of that shit, right? He tried to keep it 100 with the Democrats, right? Because he know he can't lie. He can't be like the other Democrats, like, yeah, we're going to fight for this. Because he know people aren't going for that, especially if he's trying to get the in-the-middle Democrats, especially trying to get the Democrats that's not far left. He know he's going to get the Trump haters. He know that. He know they're going to vote anything against Trump. He's not going after them. What he's doing right now is he's answering questions, not talking to the people in the audience, talking to the voters that's not there, that's thinking or looking for a leader, that's looking for somebody to fall behind. He like, hey, I'm him, and I'm not about to lie to you. So he used these people, right, as basically clickbait, right? Because look how excellent he sound. I'm not going to lie to you, right? But look how he sound. This is clickbait. He done this shit on purpose, right, to get the independent voter. They get the Democrat who don't go with AOC and Bernie Sanders. He's gonna get them anyway. He's going after the middle the middle voter, right? The progressive, he's going after all of them. And look how he sound, like a Gavin Newsom.
Fair, hardworking, or a great leader.
I agree with you. But as I said at the beginning, I also have no choice but to be candid with you about the situation that we face and the tools that are at our disposal. As strongly as I agree with you, man. And I regret if this is an unwelcome response, but my job is to be honest with you.
You hear that? Everything about Gavin Newsom is not. Oh, I hate to be I want to be honest. He's not talking to her. He's talking to everybody else. Right? He know he's going to have her vote. I'm going to be candid with you, man. The tools and such. I'm trying to be candid. I mean to be honest. He's trying to be the honest person out of the Democratic Party. He's going to be the most dangerous person in the Democratic Party.
The only way to achieve what you want to achieve is to have a majority in the United States House of Representatives.
Their power comes from us, and on our authority, we can take it back.
I'm going to be completely real. So first off, if articles of impeachment were filed in the House right now, they would go nowhere.
Time for the people to stand up to their oppressors, stand against fascism, impeach Trump for the benefit of humans and the planet.
What is Donald Trump doing to the planet? Impeach Donald Trump for the benefit of humans and the planet. And put Joe, who we gonna put in office then? Right, they haven't came with a plan. You impeach Donald Trump. J.D. Vance is the president. What's gonna change? Nothing. You gonna try to impeach him too? We're gonna try to impeach him. They're gonna keep on going down the line. Right? Until they find somebody, until Hakeem Jeffries is president.
They wouldn't even get a hearing. There would be no conversation about it. There wouldn't be a hearing on it. There would not be a dialogue in a form.
Look at the transgender. Huh? He probably can suck them bottles whole, right? But it's not gonna be this, it's not gonna be that. Look at this dude sitting up here explaining policy. This is who the Democrats fall behind. This is who their policies protect. They said, oh, it's a small group of people. Well, why are you protecting a small group of people? Why is the laws got to change for this small group of people? It's only 5%. So what?
Formal matter in a formal way in the House.
Keep billionaire scam artists out of the White House, and for cuck's sake, learn what a narcissist is and why they shouldn't have positions of leadership.
We have to fight hard.
You got people like this representing the Democratic Party, right? Bitches with nose rings and tattoos, you know what I'm saying? This bitch look like a chandelier, and transgenders. These are the people who talk about impeach Donald Trump for human rights and all this other stuff. Motherfuckers with nose rings, and I don't know what the fuck she is, him, shim, and I don't know what the fuck she is, right? I don't want to judge, but I don't know what the fuck she is. And another man, she man, or a shim. These are the people you got fighting against Donald Trump, impeach Donald Trump, crazy motherfuckers. You don't see no Republicans getting on here with all these motherfucking piercings looking like a damn spoon factory, right? Looking like a damn silverware cabinet, right? You don't see no Republicans getting on here with all this shit in their face, right? You don't see no Republican transgenders getting on here, and there's plenty of them talking about what Donald Trump done and what Joe Biden done and shit like that. They stay out the way. But look at this bitch. Look at her. Right? You can tell she's broke. You can tell she ain't got no money. She's probably in a tattoo parlor talking this shit. She's a tattoo artist probably. We need to impeach Donald Trump for what? Humans and the earth. What is Donald Trump doing to the earth? They this make up shit. We need to impeach him for humans and the earth because he's rich. And rich people don't know how to be sympathetic. Rich people don't know this. Rich people don't know that. For real?
Of leadership.
We have to fight hard, and we have to fight smart. I believe this president has violated the law and violated the Constitution. We have to convince the rest of this country, we have to convince more people in this country, not just that this president is doing a bad job, which we are doing, and we are doing successfully, but we have to convince people that him violating the law and the Constitution matters.
We had to convince people, not prove to people. We convinced that he was doing a bad job, but we have to convince people that he violated the Constitution. Convince people, not prove it, because if you prove it, you have to prove it to everybody. But we have to convince people. You don't have to convince people. It's a certain group of people going to believe Donald Trump violated the Constitution no matter what you say. So you ain't got to convince them people. And the people that you need to convince, you don't need to convince them. You got to prove it to them. So you see how she chose her words. We need to convince people, like we have done with proving he's a bad president, but we need to convince people that he's violating the Constitution. Not prove it, because we would have Constitution, we have all kind of shit. We would have been found it, but we need to convince people. What is convincing people going to do? Can the people convince? Is the people going to impeach Donald Trump, or is the Congress in the House? Do they impeach? So you got to convince people, or do you got to convince the Senate and the House, or do you have to prove it?
But we have to convince people that him violating the law and the Constitution matters and requires urgent action.
Power to the people.
I doubt that the public is with us at this point on that issue yet. And so even if power was different in the House, even if power was different in the Senate, and you would need a massive supermajority, we would need more than 4 Republicans, more than a bare majority in the Senate to remove him from office through that constitutional process. The reality is that the public is with us because even as the most impeached man in American history, that didn't stop him.
For every impeached man in American history, that didn't stop. It ain't gonna stop him this time. Huh? It's not gonna stop him this time. Where you at? Huh? It's not gonna stop him this time. Because we know with Donald Trump at, where you at? Where Al Green at? Al Green probably somewhere smoking crack. Huh? We know Al Green probably somewhere smoking crack. Al Green get high and come out here and like, impeach Donald Trump and give me donations so I go back and smoke my crack. Any nigga with a ponytail like that smoke crack. Right? Any nigga with a name like that, with a ponytail like that, smoke crack. I don't give a fuck. Your name and your ponytail proves it. I don't give a fuck. That alone and the way you act proves that your ass smoke crack. Where you at? Somewhere smoking crack. That's what Al Green is doing. Somewhere smoking crack. Where Al Green at? Where Al Green at? This is Al Green. Somewhere smoking crack.
And I stood there in the freezing cold, and I waited for you, but you never showed. Girl, where you at? Ooh, where you at? Ooh, where you at? Somewhere smoking crack. Where you at? Ooh, at the trap. Ooh, smoking crack. I stood there in the freezing cold. I waited for you.
Swing the remix, guys.
I stood there in the freezing cold. I waited for you, but you never showed. Girl, where you at? Ooh, where you at? Ooh, where you at? Somewhere smoking crack. At the trap. Ooh, at the trap. Ooh, smoking crack. Ooh,
Sway, this my shit.
ooh, girl, where you at? Ooh, where you at? Ooh, where you at? Somewhere smoking crack. At the trap. Ooh, at the trap. Ooh, smoking crack. Ooh, 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 ooh.
You gotta sing it. Where you at? Al Green somewhere smoking crack. Al Green, where you at? Where you at, Al Green? Somewhere smoking crack. That's what he's doing, y'all. Where you at? Somewhere smoking crack.
Every Goliath, there is a David. And I want you to know, Mr. President, this David is going to bring articles of impeachment against you within the next 30 days.
Now, you always talk about some damn impeachment. This nigga the first and the last. How? You gonna make up some shit? This dude is gonna bring some. Don't mean it's gonna pass, you stupid son of a bitch. Huh? I'm going to bring up articles of impeachment in the last 30 days. Try it, nigga. Try it. Where you at? Try it. Where you at? somewhere smoking crack. I'm trying, Al Green.
Is going to bring articles of impeachment against you within the next 30 days.
Impeach Donald Trump and see what the hell happened.
Within the next 30 days, I'm bringing articles of impeachment.
Impeach Donald Trump and see what the hell happened.
I'm coming for you, Mr. President. This David is coming for you.
Al Green, you better sit your crunchy, dusty wig looking ass beard down somewhere in the shut the up section.
You don't deserve the office you hold. You can't be entrusted with liberty and justice for all. You can't be entrusted with government of the people, by the people, for the people. I'm coming for you.
Do it.
I'm your David.
I want you to try to motherfucking do it.
Do it. Where you at? Somewhere
Power
smoking
was
crack. Do it, Al Green. I'm gonna be your David. I'm gonna be your Goliath. This dude is gonna file articles of impeachment on you, Mr. President, in 30 days. Do it and see what happens, nigga. Do it. See how many Mexicans and niggas with cowboy boots and niggas out the hood like, nigga, what? You gonna impeach the motherfucker we ain't voted for? He done cleared the borders, nigga. We making money. The people with the car owner dealers going from the unions like, hold on, this motherfucker bringing Ford and all kind of car factories, and you gonna cut this shit off, huh? Ukraine and Russia gonna be like, wait a minute, motherfucker, we almost got a peace deal going on. What the fuck are you doing? The little girls in sports gonna be like, hold on, we just got our rights back. What are you doing? You know, the transgender and the queers be like, ooh, we're going to have the T and the Q back on the LGB again. Ooh. Huh? You're going to see little boys like, oh, man, my record's going to stand in the women's sports again. Huh? My wrestling and weightlifting and track and field record's going to stand. Them motherfuckers happy about a Donald Trump impeachment. Huh? But do it and see what happens. Going to be so many niggas coming out like, nigga, what? They done impeached my motherfucking president. What you? Wait a minute. How did it automatically mute me? Ain't that a bitch? Wait a minute. That is priceless right there. I don't know if y'all heard that, but that shit was priceless to me. That was priceless. Do it! Do it, Al Green! Do, do it one more motherfucking time. Do it! And we might as well whoop your motherfucking ass. That look on her face is priceless. It says it all. That look on her face is priceless. Do it! We're gonna beat the shit out of you. Do it! I'll beat the shit out of you. My bad. I don't know why the damn thing muted, but that was the funniest shit to me when she beat his ass with the shoe through the damn TV screen. Do it, you old crusty beard, dry hair, ponytail ass. Do it and see what happens. Do it. Oh my God. I gotta get up out. I got another show to do. I'm for the interviews. I'm my damn speaker. I was interviewing people yesterday, and my speaker fell off my phone. It broke my phone. But I got videos and stuff coming from my show tonight. I'm putting on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting on some on YouTube and stuff like that. Some of my comedy stuff. And I'm finna start doing more shows. Like I'm saying, I'm getting the stuff ready to start doing more shows and stuff like that. So come on back later. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have another show for you. I don't know what it's gonna be. I kind of know what it's gonna be about. I got a show kind of lined up. You know what I'm saying? But come on back probably after the Laker game. Yeah. Hopefully they win. They don't go out like the Clippers, you know. And I'll come back and do another show. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. I'll be back later. Sorry for the muting. I don't know why this damn thing muted me. Sorry for the muting and the sound errors. I'm out. See y'all later.